This week's episode is sponsored by Blueberry.com. To get a free month of podcast hosting or analytics, enter number 2TD upon sign up for your free promotion.
Well, you guys know Szechuan sauce? No. I want Szechuan sauce! Where's my Szechuan sauce? I'm Pickle Rick! Wubba lubba dub dub! I'm Pickle Rick! 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 I'm Pickle Rick! Rick! Rick!
What the heck? What?
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Two Thumbs Down Podcast. For the second week of October, we're going to be talking about the new Star Wars trailer, as well as continuing our horror recommendations. We have special guest J.J. Abrams, as well as Rian Johnson, disguised as my dad and Shane. And the horror movies aren't really connected to Star Wars, but we have to talk about them because it's still October.
When I found you, I saw raw, untamed power. And beyond that, something truly special.
Something inside me has always been there. But now it's awake. And I need help.
I've seen this raw strength only once before. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now. Let the past die. Kill it. If you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be. We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down. Come on! This is not going to go the way you think. Fulfill your destiny.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
That last shot is awesome. What is everybody's thoughts on the trailer?
I loved it. I'm really excited about it. I know a lot of people were like The Force Awakens, but then it was kind of had a sour taste because it was almost A New Hope reimagined. But
We were talking about that last night. I was thinking it was kind of going to be a rehash of Empire, but it seems like they're kind of going a different direction with it.
yeah, it seems like they're really changing up the direction.
I was thinking we're going down the same road as Empire, and they're just kind of making it not seem that way. Like all those walkers, I'm like, I wonder if that's going to be okay. It's not an ice planet, but maybe it's something.
Well, they had all those things on the feet, so they can't do the toe cables. So they've learned from their mistakes from Empire. So.
That's true. That's true. And this is many years in the future. I mean, plus we had a ton of walkers in Rogue One. I know it's not connected or anything, but. Mm-hmm. I think that it's just a cool ass thing, you know. you have to keep them. So.
Yeah.
How about Kylo's TIE Fighter?
Yeah, that was really cool. I love them whenever they bring in new ships and stuff. I liked Poe's X-wing in Force Awakens. I thought that was a really cool twist on the X-wing.
That was awesome. Mm-hmm. I think Poe's a great character. He's probably one of my favorites.
So, I'm always skeptical. You could always define the characters and you kind of knew things, but like if you say Poe, What is his character trait? Good pilot, awesome pilot. I mean, is there any depth to any of these characters? So yeah, you say he's an awesome character, but why? Like, to me, that's where I think I'm having trouble relating to some of these characters.
I can definitely understand that. I mean, it almost feels like, in the same way that people were drawing a juxtaposition between Force Awakens and A New Hope, you kind of see Poe as a rehash of Han Solo.
I agree. I can see that a lot. Okay. Yeah, he kind of has a little bit of a swagger to him, a little bit of a bad boy side to him. I really just think The Force Awakens was just a ground level, let's lay the foundation for, the future of Star Wars. So they needed something. They needed that familiarity with it and everything, just to kind of get that ground layer. And I think now they're really going to break it a little bit more wide open. And maybe even get into more depth of those characters like Poe and Finn and everybody else.
How are they going to deal with Carrie Fisher? Are they going to kill her off? I mean, don't they kind of have to?
My thoughts were, like, the first time I watched the trailer, they really put a good 5-second pause on Kylo and his TIE fighter, and then Carrie Fisher's face, almost like he was about to take her out.
Right.
Wipe them both out. I wouldn't think they would put something that big in the trailer, especially because they know people are gonna. But it was just something I did notice. I'm glad everybody else did too. I do hope they kind of do kill her off. I mean, I agree. Think she needs to go. I think everybody does. I don't want Luke to go in this one. I hope he dies in the next one, because Mark Hamill is amazing and we missed him in The Force Awakens. Sure. But I think if they want to do more stuff, I don't know, but out with the old.
What I was going to say is I think that if it goes back to that whole Snoke theory with him absorbing the Jedi-ness of people, or the Force-ness of people, I guess, that might be how they get rid of Carrie Fisher in sort of way. Like, he might kidnap her to absorb her Force. I mean, she doesn't have a lot of Force, but
they kind of have to give her this big hero's death, and she'll go out saving all kinds of people or sacrificing herself in some manner. I can't really see any other way that they would do that.
Well, if it would go back to that whole thing about Kylo maybe being good, maybe he actually shatters his helmet, breaks his bonds of being with Snoke, and then he retaliates by kidnapping Carrie Fisher in some sense. Maybe giving you that hero's death too, and then also, him, if that is true, then he would have her for Force sucking whatever abilities or whatever the hell this theory is.
The only reason I think she may not die, or directly, is because it's going to be too much of a take you out of the movie, because people are immediately going to think, well, she died there because she died, and they're going to make that connection. It's going to pull you out of the movie for that moment.
Right.
That's the only reason I think they may either downplay that or kind of fade her role out in a way that it may not be a giant death, because no matter what, if she dies in the movie, you're going to think, oh man, that sucks, Carrie Fisher died, and then you're going to start thinking outside of the movie, and that's not where you necessarily, I think a filmmaker would want their audience to always, have that, it's not really fourth wall, but have that moment of the movie if she dies in the movie. That won't be a problem for later generations, but it's a problem for this one. And it's every time I see The Matrix where the Oracle died between the second and the third one, the lady that played her. So every time I see it and there's a different Oracle, I know she died in between the two movies, and then it takes me out for a second. It's like, oh, that's a different lady.
Even in the same way that Harry Potter did Dumbledore, right? When the original actor passed away. I mean,
that's true.
It definitely takes you out of the movie. I can see that for sure.
It just depends how they want to play that. Well, I thought it was funny in the trailer today, and I can't get this stuff, this weird stuff I get in my head when he's like, that had to be Snoke when he said, I've never seen such raw power. Did he say that?
Yeah.
And I thought of Gollum and Andy Serkis.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night.
And, stupid stuff like that, because he said the exact same, Andy Serkis tone, and I was like, yeah, so now you will have that. Now you can picture Gollum every time. This raw. But anyway, the name Snoke to me is absolutely ridiculous, and it's even hard to say. It just sounds so.
It's stupid as fucking hell. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Something else. And I just thought it was short for Smoke, and like it was just a fake name. It was just something. It was just a coded name.
A big theory that was really popular for a while is there was an interview with Entertainment Weekly with Andy Serkis, and he was talking about how whenever he filmed Snoke, he was 30 feet tall. And people were 100% positive that Snoke was a 30-foot tall snake. And just some of the shit that people come up with is absurd. I'm curious to see where they take him. I don't think he's a 30-foot tall snake, but I do think that it's something that we haven't covered even.
Can we talk about that Pokemon? What the hell is it? It's a what?
A porg. It's a porg.
Yeah, they're the new Ewok.
Okay.
I guess.
They tried to do an Ewok with the Gungans in the prequels, and then we had the Ewoks in the OT, and now we're gonna have porgs. I mean, that thing was goddamn adorable, but it was weird.
I think it's just a way to sell merchandise.
Honestly.
It's definitely a way to sell merchandise. That's all it is. That's all Chewie ever was, really.
I don't know. I never thought of Chewbacca that way. Chewbacca was a side character. He was tough as nails, and I mean, he was a beast. And I never saw him as anything more than an awesome side character.
He's cool,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, Chewie's whole ethos has sort of become this, I almost call him like a meme, but it's hard to take him seriously, especially now where everybody has those stupid-ass like Chewbacca masks and stuff. I'd like to talk about his depiction in the trailer especially. He looked so bad. I don't know, like the CGI on his eyes especially, that was terrible.
100%. Jar Jar Binks.
Don't even fucking get me started.
Isn't it funny that all those Jar Jar stories started coming out right about the time where Disney bought bought Lucasfilm?
Yeah, they bought the rights, yeah.
Everything was flooded with the prequels weren't so bad. All these people started blogging about how kind of like Jar Jar, that whole theory came about at that time. And then that leads me to just one other totally off-topic thing is I just read recently that Disney had to clear killing off Han Solo with the CEO of Disney. So JJ had to get that cleared by Disney's management, and to me, like the idea of that artistically seems kind of weird.
It's definitely weird.
I don't know that. Hopefully, Lucas would not. I don't believe he would have done something like that or put up with something like that.
Right.
And so that leads me to question some of the directions. I wonder about what we're getting as a story and how much it's focus grouped and how much it's been Disney-fied.
I think there's definitely something to be said for what you were saying, referring to Jar Jar when all the stories started to come out. I think you can make the same parallel even now. People read Star Wars leaks all the time. For some reason, a lot of internet users, and Reddit users in particular, live under this weird guise that Reddit is this news aggregator that can't possibly be gamed, and no one ever uses it for marketing, and it's only there as this genuine thing, and there's no corporate element to it whatsoever. The fact of the matter is, there are paid advertisements on there all day, every day, 100% of the time. The moderators of the Star Wars Battlefront subreddit, not the original game, but the remake of the Battlefront game came out, turned out they were getting paid by EA to promote the game. And you have to wonder how much of those credible sources, or even how many of the users, are posting stuff that have been coincidentally leaked to them on purpose. Internet marketing, viral marketing, all that stuff, it's an art, and they have mastered it. I don't want to get into all kind of corporate America stuff, but I do think that a lot of those leaks or theories have stemmed from people even tangentially associated with the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
What are our closing thoughts on the trailer? I'm looking forward to it. I hope that it's not another Force Awakens, but at the same time, I know I'll see it in... Immediately, my reaction will be that I love it, but after it sets in, I'm wondering if it's going to have sort of a Rogue One effect where the high wears off and it's just like, God damn it.
No, dude, it's the best movie of the year.
I didn't feel that way about either of those two movies.
A lot of people didn't. A lot of people loved them both.
No, dude, the way I feel is they're still better than the prequels. which is a sad way to think of it, but just the way it looks, I'm really excited to see. There's a lot more ships. There's a lot more, AT-ATs. There's a lot more just the Star Wars mechanical beings in general. So, and even though a lot of it is CGI, there's still a lot of practical effects in there as well, which I'm kind of a geek about. I don't know. I really like seeing, even if the story's not, it's mediocre. I'll still enjoy that aspect of it. So 2 months from now, we'll see how it goes.
2 months from now, we'll do a full review of the movie, and we can bullshit about it for an hour again.
I really appreciate you guys having me on here, man. This is awesome. Have me back anytime. I love it.
Nice. There it is.
We're on a Skype call. This isn't going to translate to audio, but we've been watching the trailer and it just cut to Garrett with a piece of duct tape. Hello, Kylo Ren. All right. That was a lot of Star Wars, but can't help it. I fucking love Star Wars, and I know you do too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love it.
So continuing our horror recommendations, I'm going to start with What We Do in the Shadows. It's fucking fantastic. The movie, the plot synopsis, just a brief description. A documentary team films the lives of a group of vampires for a few months. The vampires share a house in Wellington, New Zealand, and it turns out the vampires have their own domestic problems as well. It's directed by Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi. What did you think of this movie?
It was great. I love the whole like mockumentary, like almost like it's a mockumentary with like a horror element, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how they almost made them like human. Like they had their own problems.
It
Like,
was hysterical.
yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't know why, but I really seem to enjoy... I've just been noticing this in the trend of the movies that I've been talking about for the past couple weeks. It seems almost as though I enjoy horror movies that have an element of comedy to them.
Yeah.
I was talking about The Visit a couple weeks ago. I was just talking about Cabin in the Woods, and now this one in particular, this movie is one of my favorites. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, and like I was telling you before we recorded, like when we made our film at college, we based it off of that, just with zombies and more trailer park Boise. No, yeah, definitely. And it also goes back to what we were saying before. It's like the directors of like they need to be in horror. Almost they don't need to be, but like it helps them out because Taika Waititi's doing the new Thor Ragnarok movie. So it's like Marvel took notice of how good What We Do in the Shadows and made Taika Waititi the director of Thor Ragnarok, which from the trailers looks fucking great. So.
Yeah, awesome. Have you seen any developments regarding the TV show that was supposed to be?
I was just about to ask you that. Yeah.
So no, you haven't seen anything?
I've just seen that they're doing it.
Okay.
I don't think it's anything. What did I hear? I saw that. Isn't it based off the werewolves in that movie?
Yeah, it's not swearwolves. Werewolves.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah. So.
The werewolves were great characters. Yeah. I'm really hoping that we get to see more from them. I'd love to revisit that whole universe.
Yeah,
definitely. It's fantastic. I don't think there was too much intended commentary or symbolism, I guess, but it's definitely there. Just in the same, I almost drew a parallel between the way that people our age or millennials and in general kind of exist in this echo chamber of everybody kind of knows each other. Everybody kind of exists in their own little clique.
Yeah.
And the werewolves represented the other side of that, or I wouldn't say like the cops, but just kind of like the authority figure.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. This movie, I don't know what makes it so funny to me. I guess it's just the way that they humanize them, like you said. Yeah. I mean, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, it's also like, I guess it makes it funny because it's like, I don't know how I want to put this, but almost like it's because it's foreign.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like New Zealand, Australia. Like that's just I don't know. It's just that's funny to me. Not like like look at these
fucking
Kiwis.
Racist, dude.
Yeah. But it was just like I don't know. It's just like they seem to have a better grasp on comedy than Americans.
Yeah,
do.
I can understand that. I mean, you want to talk about having a grasp on comedy. Jermaine, I don't know if you've seen Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. He has one of the funniest episodes of Rick and Morty, which. I know we've had, you have your stance on Rick and Morty, but...
We just talked about this,
yeah,
but
I know.
I need to talk about this. The fucking Szechuan sauce.
Look, I've said this once and I'll say it again. I love Rick and Morty. I hate Rick and Morty fans. They're gonna cause that much outrage over a goddamn sauce that they can't get at their McDonald's. Fuck them. Absolutely fuck them. Even after the whole thing with a bunch of those neckbeards criticizing Dan Harmon for hiring a woman on their writer's room, fuck them. Honestly. Just watch the show. You're not better than anyone else because you watch Rick and Morty. Just watch the show and like it. Don't be a fucking asshole about it.
We've been following Saucegate for the past 24 hours or so since it all unfolded. And I'm 100% certain that right now, at this moment in time, there's a man screaming, "I'm Pickle Rick," bathing in Szechuan sauce, lubricating his testicles, and fingering his asshole to Pickle Rick. Right now, that's happening.
Look, that was a funny episode. The whole Pickle Rick, that was funny. But don't be an asshole about it, please. It's just a cartoon, guys.
It's real, dude. It's real. Rick and Morty's real.
Calm down.
You don't know that. You don't know. You just don't have a high enough IQ.
And
you don't know.
Maybe we'll. I mean, like I said, I'd like to do an episode on Rick and Morty because, like, honestly, it's a good show. It's really good. Like when you look at it, when you break it down, different episodes and stuff like that. Like it's a really good show. But you're not better than anyone else because you fucking watch it. You asshole.
What disgusts me more than anything is the fact that old cartoon man told you to like a sauce that you've never tasted, and you have swarms of fucking geeks outside of McDonald's harassing minimum wage fucking corporate America slaves over this shitty fucking sauce that you can buy at the grocery store.
Or you can make yourself.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck fucking out of here.
Like even like creator Justin Roiland, he went to Twitter and said we had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Like this is all McDonald's doing. Guys, stop harassing them.
Just
like,
stop doing it.
Yeah, that's what he said. And it's just like, you know, when you have the creator of a show even taking it too far, even though they did create, I mean, I don't want to say
nobody could have anticipated how fucking stupid these people are.
Like,
nobody could have been prepared for that.
You can't blame Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon for that because they had no intended consequences that these neckbeards would cause a goddamn fury.
Dan has even spoken out about the fans on Harmontown and stuff.
Yeah, it goes back to like what you were saying what we were talking about with the woman writing. He actually almost quit social media because he was getting harassed.
And I haven't seen season 3. I've seen the first 2 seasons. I'm afraid to watch season 3 because I feel like if I watch it, something's going to happen to me, and it's going to rewire my brain, and there's going to be holes in my brain now.
You're good.
And I'm going to buy a Rick and Morty shirt, and I'm just going to run around and scream, "I'm Pickle Rick."
Well, I bought a Rick and Morty shirt.
Are you embarrassed to wear it?
No. I just realized that whenever someone comes up to me, I was like, "Hey, I'm a fan," but not like an asshole about it. But
well, I think you could talk about this forever, but the brand Rick and Morty has been tarnished by their fucking idiocy.
At least right now, I'd like to think that it won't in the long run, but. Season 3 is good. It's just that the finale didn't feel like a finale, and that's kind of what made me disappointed. But there's like rumblings in the area that there's going to be like a secret episode during Christmas.
Really?
Yeah. Just like how there was a secret episode of the beginning of it on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I did see that.
I would like to see them do that because that's really smart what they're doing like that. If they end up doing a secret episode.
Well,
but
you guys, you don't have a visual right now, but I actually have a spoon and a hypodermic needle, and I'm injecting Szechuan sauce into my jugular.
Right.
So it's
the life of a Rick and Morty fan.
You need to harass McDonald's employees to get as much of it as you can, and just
I loved the movie Mulan so much.
It's not even fucking Rick and Morty. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was the thing. He literally the whole part of the episode was like, I want this sauce that was a promotion from the movie Mulan.
Ugh.
Which was a funny joke when it was out.
And now it's real. It's real now.
But now it's real.
It's real.
Now it's McDonald's has literally, I even made a goddamn corporate tweet saying, we heard your call, and we're getting more. So you're going to get more.
That was on purpose. That was the plan from the beginning.
What,
Rick and Morty? McDonald's. Oh. They would have you believe that it was like the silly promotion that they were doing. But I'm pretty convinced that they had anticipated this.
In 1993 or whatever?
No, dude. Whenever they announced their limited run of the sauce.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they knew by only having X number of stores getting X number of sauces that there would be a crazy demand for the sauce. And, now they can unveil their...
But I guess they never anticipated the neckbeards losing their shit.
You can never underestimate these people. Every time they can't possibly top their stupidity anymore... They jump on the counter and scream, "I'm Pickle Rick." Then they do that.
You showed me that video last night, and I honest to God thought it was fake.
It's not, dude. It's crazy to me that there are people like this. And I'm not saying all Rick and Morty fans. I'm saying assholes.
almost like Rick and Morty jihadists.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking cult of these people think they're part of this upper echelon of society where they're more intelligent than everybody else.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You're not smarter because you watch it. Just like, you know, you're not smart because you watched Archer, or you're not smart because you watched like Archer's a really funny cartoon and they have funny shit, but it doesn't make you smarter.
I used to buy into that when I was younger, probably 10 years old, and I would watch The Daily Show, and I'd tell my friends, like, oh, you probably wouldn't understand it. It's like smart humor. And then I stopped being 10, and I grew out of that.
Yeah.
Because I'm an adult.
Yeah, and you could still watch those shows, but just don't be an asshole about it.
Don't be a fucking asshole.
Really.
All right.
So
watch What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, so that was a weird little tangent, huh?
It needed to happen.
Yeah, okay. How did we even get there?
I don't know.
Okay.
What's your movie?
So, my movie is the really bad sequel that no one asked for American Psycho.
I haven't seen it. Tell me about it.
You're good if you don't want to watch it.
I don't want to watch it.
It's called American Psycho 2, All American Girl, and Jesus Christ.
Do they play American Girl in the movie?
No, they play this really bad, like, whimsical music in the background, especially when she's doing her kills.
Yeah?
It's fucking stupid.
Is it related to the first one in any degree?
In a shoehorned fucking fashion.
Really?
Yeah, Mila Kunis plays this girl named Rachel Newman, but you find out that she's not really Rachel Newman. She took her identity and murdered her so that she can become Rachel Newman. William Shatner plays this professor who's like a former FBI agent.
Okay.
And he's like a criminal behaviorist. Sure. And everyone and their brother in this whole criminal field of this university they're at is like trying to be his TA so they can make it to Quantico and be an FBI agent. Mm-hmm. And Mila Kunis seems to have this idea of being the Robin Hood of serial killers, where if she becomes an FBI agent,
she's fucking hot, dude.
Yeah, she is, but no, not here.
Not hot in this movie.
It's stupid. Like, the whole, like, trope of college students sleeping with their professors.
Yeah.
Like, that's so
overdone.
Apparent. It's overdone in this movie. If you want to pull up something on YouTube, just type in American Psycho 2, I don't know, just any scene, and you can listen to the stupid fucking music they play in the background. Like, it's so oh my god, I want to fucking kill myself. No, that's not. That's not even. I don't even know what that is.
This is D12.
That's D12. Oh yeah, she kills some dude with a fucking condom. I forgot about that bullshit. They play like this stupid, shitty music in it, but like.
Oh my god, dude.
This is also backwards. When I watched it, they were coming the other way.
Okay.
So, like, they were facing right instead of left. I don't know how that's a thing.
No, dude.
People will flip the frames to avoid...
Yeah, it's to get around
avoid copyrights.
Copyright
that makes
shit.
Sense. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Also, do it in negative, too.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a bad movie?
Don't watch it, honestly. It's really bad.
Dude, that's
and
three bad movies in a row from you on your horror recommendation.
I know. But whenever they try to compare it to the first one, they don't even show Christian Bale. Like,
you're probably gonna afford him.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, this came out a year after the first one.
I don't know.
So, yeah, it did in 2002. The first one came out 99, 2000. Regardless, they find out that she was apparently the babysittee of one of Patrick Bateman's last victims.
So that's the connection.
But they also make it seem like she killed both of them, and William Shatner like found them.
Why the fuck is he in this movie?
I don't. I don't know. I don't know. It's bad. I just wanted to tell everyone. Like, it's not like I'm like recommending these movies, but it's like I'm also
how did it get made?
Yeah, it's like I'm falling on the sword, so you don't have to.
Suffer with you?
No.
I've already made these mistakes for you.
Yes.
You don't need to make these mistakes.
I'm Jesus Christ.
Sure.
I'm sacrificing myself so you don't have to go through this.
And I'm the hedonistic Szechuan Sauce injected.
Yes, my son.
Addict.
Yes.
All right, that's this week's episode of Two Thumbs Down Podcast. Give us a listen, rate, and subscribe on iTunes. And thanks for tuning in to listen to us bullshit about Star Wars. Check us out next week for our Blade Runner our Blade Runner review that we had to push back because of this fucking trailer. And we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
Peace.